Hi everyone, welcome to the video. So this is another guide for RetroBat, but slightly different this time. So we're not adding sort of games or emulators. This time we're going to add in the Plex media player into here. So I've done this myself, so this is why I thought I'd make a quick video. I've got a PC running RetroBat, but also want to use it to watch movies and TV shows, and obviously the kids watch it as well. So I thought, why not add a shortcut to Plex onto the menu here. I can then launch Plex through RetroBat because RetroBat also starts on that PC. I can then watch a video, and then when I'm finished, I can drop out of Plex back into RetroBat. So yeah, like I said, I did it myself, so I thought I'd make a quick video. This is the current build you see in front of you here. So I'll be working on a different series of videos. If you've been following that, it's been going for a little while, but don't worry, it hasn't stopped. I've reached the point now where I'm just adding in all the rest of the systems. Obviously that takes a long time, but it's getting there, it's getting close. So once that's ready, there'll be a final video in that series which shows how to add all the rest of the systems, and we'll end up with basically what you see on the screen here, which is RetroBat with games for every single system it currently supports, which is 160 something. So yeah, anyway, enough of that. That's a simple video. This is about adding Plex. So you can see at the moment it's not there. If I skip down to the into the P's, you can just see that it's not there. So yeah, Plex is not here. So anyway, so what we'll do is we'll come out of RetroBat. I'll press the right button. So first thing we want to do is grab Plex, and you want to make sure you grab the right version for the desktop, because there is two. So on plex.tv, go to downloads for the desktop. Now see there's two versions, and it's the HTPC, the Windows Home Theater PC we want to download, because this version it looks and feels a lot like the web version of Plex, and you have to drive it using a mouse. I'm pretty sure you can't do it with with a keyboard or a controller, like a game controller, doing your up, down, left, right. Whereas the HTPC version is like it's made for using with a controller, and it's more like the experience you get if you're using Plex. I'll say on an Android TV box, and you use a controller to scroll up, down, left, right. So this is the version you want. So I haven't done it on this PC yet, so let's do it. Let's do it live. Hopefully this will be pretty quick. Just sit there watching it download, not much fun. So yeah, just gonna take a few seconds. Okay, I like to do everything in real time. So as you can see, the step-by-step process, and I haven't skipped on and secretly done anything while I'm not recording. So just let this finish. Couple of seconds to go. Nearly done, come on. Thinking about it. And there we go. So just get an elevation prompt there. I'm not quite sure if you guys see that in the video, but you get the little elevation prompt to the install. So let's minimize this out of the way. Standard install, we'll just do next to install to the standard location. And the only difference here is also RetroBat by default, everything is self-contained in the RetroBat folder, so that you can pick up and move it from one PC to another. So I guess this is slightly different. I'm installing this in the standard location under C program files. So if you did move your RetroBat to a brand new PC, you just need to reinstall Plex in this location. So not a biggie, but just to be aware of. I mean, there's probably nothing to stop you changing this to the folder you've got RetroBat in if you wanted to make it portable. But yeah, that should work. But anyway, so I'll just do the defaults. It shouldn't take too long, but I might pause the video Okay, so it's finished. I did pause the video for a second rather than watching paint dry it again. So yeah, we can run it, why not? Just make sure it works. That's my phone, just set that to silent. So this is going to spin up full screen, and you get the standard, sign in, sign up. If you're already a user, you can do sign up. But obviously, if you're watching this video, you've probably already got Plex already. So I'm not gonna go through all this lot. So let's just skip this. Okay, it's running the full screen, so you're probably not going to see too much. Let me just exit this. Okay, so that's Plex installed, so we've got that running in the background. So now to add it in to RetroBat itself, so here's my RetroBat folder. First thing we're going to need to do is go into ROMs, and then I've got, I have a new window side by side. Of course, I have created some of the files I need already, and also make those available. So where do I put them? Put them here. So the first thing we need to do, also in ROMs, is we need to create a folder for Plex. So I've got a folder here. Just got bits and pieces in. I'm just going to copy this over, and don't worry, I'll go through what's in each one. Like I said, I will make these files available for download. So under our ROMs folder, we've created Plex. And then under here, so under images, standard like anything else, I've got the logo, etc. Named correctly. Obviously, it's the logo just copied a couple of times. You'll see it looks good on the layout. And then for videos, I've got this little video preview, which I believe this is going to go. There you go, very big. But I've had this little one, I can't remember actually where I got it from, but it was, I think I just found it online from a Google search. But again, obviously I'll make this available as well. Keep done it full screen for me. Anyway, not important. That's the video snap, if you like, for that one. And the images, and then the game list XML, which was auto-generated, and then the actual shortcut to Plex itself. So for this one, it should be the same for you because it points to that location. But if you installed it somewhere different, all I did was, once I've installed it, go to a start menu. So this is on Windows 11. So Plex HTPC. If you right click on there, and more open file location. That's where it sits, and just right click, copy this, and copy that into the ROMs Plex folder. I mean, these are both the same, but I'm just doing it to show you the process. So then you basically just copy the shortcut off the start menu into your ROMs folder. So that's what RetroBat will launch. Okay, so we've done that bit. So we've got our media and bits and pieces for Plex added here. Then what we need to do, like I say, is tell RetroBat that it's there. Of course, it's not a standard system, so by default, you've got all those folders in your ROMs folder that are named specifically, so Plex knows where to find certain systems, but obviously it doesn't know about the new Plex one we created. So to sort that out, we go into the emulation station folder, and then the .emulation station folder, and then normally you've got all the systems defined in this CFG file. So just a quick look at that to see what it looks like. No, all that. So this is that systems configuration file. So you see you've got each system here. So this one is for Flash games, tells it where to look, what type of hardware it is, the command line to launch it, what emulator to use, what it's called within the theme. So when you apply a theme, what artwork to use, and the same here. So you've got all these different systems defined in this configuration file. So I mean, you could in theory add it into here, but you probably don't. It's not recommended to do that. Plus, if you then upgrade RetroBat, this one will get replaced. So it's advised not to do that. So the way they do it, the way they handle it, to that, is close that again. Sorry, is you can create these separate ones. So you can see I've got some separate configuration files for specific systems, and these are part of the build. But what you want to do is create one for Plex. So I just called it _plex.cfg. So you copy it into this location here. If we open it up to have a quick look at it, because it's the same format as what was in the main file, but it's literally just for a system called Plex. Full name is Plex, manufacturer is Plex Inc. I filled this all out manually. That's where it's going to look for the games, in quotes, obviously not a game, but that's where it's looking to launch stuff from the ROM's Plex folder. And it's going to look for .lnk, which is basically a Windows shortcut file, or there's .bat. I did put them both in there, thinking that if the link didn't work properly, I could launch it via a batch file, via a script, but obviously I didn't need that. So you could delete those out, but there's no harm in them being there. And the command line is kind of a standard command line that RetroBat uses to launch games and emulators, so that's kind of pretty much standard. I haven't touched that. The emulator on here I've left as Windows because it's an app that runs on Windows, so I took a guess that would work, and it does work, so that's all good. And then the platform and the etc. you can leave as console. I don't think really matters. And then under theme, I use the name Plex. So that goes in there. That now, so when you launch RetroBat, it reads any custom configs in here, and then reads all the ones in here as well. So, and that's how it produces the main menu wheel of all the different systems. So at this point we've got Plex added as a system. We've got the files, the artwork, and the link in the ROMs folder. Next thing to do is, so it would show up now. Actually, we can probably test that. It should show up, but just with no artwork. So if we just try this, hopefully I'm proving right. What I'm expecting is it to show up on the menu, but just with no artwork. There's quite a few systems here, so it takes a while to skip down. And there we go. So you see it's added, it's in there, but there's no background artwork, there's no logo, anything like that. So if we go into it, when it's there, it's picked up the artwork, because we've that logo here and the logo here, and this stuff, and obviously the video snap which I showed earlier, that's all in the right place. So it detects it. And the game list.xml has got details, this kind of stuff there, the release date and developer, that's all in the game list XML, so that's what it's reading out from. So it's added, and it would work now. We could click on this and launch it, but we want to obviously add some artwork in for the theme for it to actually look nice. So what we'll do is we'll just exit this again. So for the theme side of things, you go to emulation station, themes. This is the standard one that comes with RetroBat on initial install. I've gone for this one for my build. I like it, and it's been updated, so it's got artwork for every single system, which is good. So, right, what we do now to add Plex is you can see all these different folders here for each system. So over here, I've made. Under theme, sorry. You can see this is where the logo is and that kind of stuff. So we've got the Plex folder. So if you look at any of these other ones here, these ones just have a custom XML in, and that's basically information about the system to display. So we want to copy that Plex folder into here. So we now have a folder called Plex. If we go in here, we've got the custom XML, which I've updated. So this is the bit where you stop on the system in the wheel. On the left hand side, it shows basically a little paragraph about the app or the game or what it is. So I just googled Plex, found the Wikipedia site for it, and copied this text in, and then went into Google Translate and translate it into Portuguese, for English again there, Spanish, French, and German. So that's just a case of copy and paste between Google Translate and this file. And there's other information here that's displayed on that main page around the year of release, manufacturer, all that kind of stuff is all in here. And then it tells it for certain views, custom views within the theme, which artwork to use. And in this case, this is basically the background artwork that shows the TV screen. So you could change it, but I've stuck with that. I've stuck with the default. So yeah, so this XML is just some information about the system that's displayed on the main page. So again, if you don't do that, I've done all that. You can just copy and paste that in. And now we need to put the actual artwork in the right place. So for this particular theme, everything is under the assets folder. So here we go. So we'll see, various logos that are used in the theme. So for art, this is kind of the background artwork, and you'll see there's all different background artwork. So for this, all I actually did was, this theme has got a background for Kodi, which is obviously another multimedia system. So all I did was copy and paste, so Control C, Control V, and then do a rename on that and rename it to Plex. And it puts it down there. So now when you go to it, this is the background it's going to use. We'll just see what it looks like full screen. It's a bit big. There you go. So that's the background we're using for Plex now. And then if you notice at the top of this folder, for this particular theme, it's probably the case for most themes, there's these background images in different resolutions. So just for completeness, we'll go into this one, find the Kodi, Control copy, Control paste, rename it to Plex. Obviously, here, this is where you can pick any wallpaper you want. But like I say, I'll just use the one that is for Kodi and call that Plex. So now we've got a backdrop in each of these folders called Plex.jpg. And then the other thing to do is, see under the CoinOps bit, again, these are like I say, the backgrounds that are displayed when you actually go into the system. And like I say, I've left it on default because it'll look for one here called Plex.png. If it can't find one called that, it'll default to the default. So that's fine with me. I'll leave that. We come back up. We've got logos. So in here we've got logos for all different systems that appear on the wheel. So I've made this one. I took the Plex logo and just added a white shadow to it, so it showed up on a black background. So we'll take that. Just scroll down a bit. Paste that in there. So now we've got our Plex logo in here somewhere. There it is. That's the logo, and I think that's about it. There's some sounds. I'm not sure whether they need the sounds. I mean, there isn't one for Kodi. I'm not sure these are systems. These are sounds that are played when you're clicking through the wheel. A particular game, maybe, but I don't believe we need it, so I haven't done that. So that should be all the artwork we need inside the theme now. So now if we go back to RetroBat and quickly launch it, always just goes off screen. So again, let's scroll all the way down. I've gone too far. Yes. Right. So here you go. Now we've got Plex. So we've got the nice logo. We've got the background that we renamed, or copied and renamed, and the text here, which was in that custom.xml file. So the kind of description of Plex and what it is. So yeah. Now we can go into Plex, and again, you see it's got the artwork here. And the video preview should be playing in here. The background I left blank, and if you notice in the media set, I've actually so if you go into the Plex folder which goes into ROMs. There's a fan art which is black. That's basically to make sure that this is black. So I think it looks better just plain black like that. So anyway, that's it added. Now if we click on this one, it will launch Plex. Although obviously, as you saw before, it's going to launch full screen. And then once it's launched full screen, you can then use your controller to navigate around it, watch what you want to watch, or listen to what you want to listen to, and then yeah, like I say, when you're finished, you can just escape out of here. I mean, obviously, because it's the home theatre version, you get this kind of menu when you exit, so you can from here power off the machine. But I tend to just do exit, and then it'll return to RetroBat. And there we go. And that is it, pretty much. That's adding Plex into RetroBat. And like I say, because this is just launching a Windows shortcut, you potentially can do this with anything. This is kind of how you add Windows games already to Plex, but like I say, I've just added an app. Happens to be Plex. You could add whatever app you want to, really. So it kind of, as long as you add it in, put the shortcut into that ROMs folder, and then add the custom XML, add the artwork to the theme, you're good to go. I mean, you could even, if you want to, rather than calling this system Plex here, you could call it something like My Apps or Other Apps or something like that, and then within it, you can have a whole bunch of systems. And to do that, you do everything we just did there, but obviously call it My Apps instead of Plex. And then when you come to actually adding stuff into RetroBat, you would just come to the ROMs folder and to the Plex, obviously you'd call it apps or My Apps, whatever, and then just drop additional shortcuts or batch files, whatever it is, into this location here, and then RetroBat will pick them up and they'll come add onto this list here. And then you need to add logos and video snaps for them if you want to. Yeah, so hopefully that was useful. It's useful for me, certainly. Obviously, like I say, having a dedicated PC hooked up to a TV in a spare room. It now launches RetroBat for me at Windows Start. I can then obviously play games in it. Then if I want to put a video on or a film, I can then launch Plex through it. Still use the same controller, and then drop back out to RetroBat when I'm done. So yeah, I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. There's going to be plenty more coming. Like I say, the build's nearly done. Once that's done, there'll be a final video on that. And then what I'm planning to do is probably then create a series of videos on how to set up individual systems, because a lot of the systems are fairly straightforward. You drop the ROMs in, it uses RetroArch, everything kind of works out of the box. But there's a number of other systems that need a bit of tweaking and a bit more setup than that. So I might make some videos on that. I've done some in the past, a couple, but I want to do a lot more systems to basically help you guys get your build up and running and get all the various systems working. For example, there was a 3D Sen, which is basically an emulator that takes standard NES games and displays them in 3D, which is pretty cool. It is supported by RetroBat. It's in the list, but doesn't seem to quite work properly. So I kind of had to tweak that and use a similar method to this to actually launch the emulator manually, which I've got working now, which is good. So I'll make a video on that and a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, stay tuned. Please give the video a like if you liked it. I'm not forcing you. But yeah, leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, any comments, any feedbacks would be great. Any suggestions. As usual, I've got the Facebook group. So if you haven't already, join there, come say hello, have a chat. And I've also got Discord server as well, for those that I guess don't like Facebook or prefer Discord over Facebook, a bit more privacy. Yeah, join the Discord. That's going quite well now. So yeah, hope to hear from you soon and catch you on the next one.